Heyo YouTube, it's Redalchemy here, and welcome back to my channel again. So, today I figured I'd do something a little bit different. I know this is kind of completely off topic for the channel, but I've really kind of been trying to think about what to do on this channel, and my hobbies lately have been very modding heavy as far as like modding game systems, so I figured why not just merge the two. And I was recently at a pawn shop and found a PS2 Slim, which I figured I could install a Modchip in. And I don't know if you know this or not, I mean, depending on who's watching this, I guess, but the PS2, especially the PS2 Slim, is considered one of the hardest Modchips to install. I've already actually installed the Modchip though, so I know it worked. This is actually a different PS2. A little bit of trickery there. So yeah, I'm recording this afterwards actually. I have already modded the PS2, but I do want to, I recorded it, so I wanted to show you all the process of modding the PS2, just from like start to finish. I also actually put it in a different shell, and you'll see that at the end as well. I'm just really excited to try and do something new on this channel, and I figured what better thing to do than to show you all something that I have learned recently, which is soldering. But it's fun, like it's really fun, and if anyone out there is even remotely interested in learning to solder, I heard a quote that was something along the lines of like, the best way to get into like learning something, specifically they were talking about like soldering, is to get into a project that you find interesting. And to me, the thing that got me interested in soldering was actually the Xbox 360, because I had soft modded so many things before, but the Xbox 360 was always kind of like you have to have a mod chip installed in order for it to be like hacked or hackable or whatever. And it really fascinated me, and so I learned a lot of stuff on YouTube, specifically from like Mr. Mario and Voltar and like lots of other people, and I just wanted to, I don't know, try my hand at something really hard. And so I did a PS2 Slim, but mostly to see if I could do it. I also had a friend who wants me to do a PS2 for him eventually, but I wanted practice, you know, and I had at that point done a couple of other systems, and I also want to do other videos for other systems, but that's beside the point. Alright, anyways, let's just start the video. I'm going to basically just show you what I did, the whole process of installing a mod chip in a PS2. If you've seen other videos, their wiring looks much better than mine, but it works. It like I'll show you at the end. It boots up, plays games. It's really cool to have a mod chip in it too. I mean, I know you can use free boot on a PS2, but there are things like advantages to having a mod chip over free boot, and we'll talk a little bit more about that later. But I've already gone on long enough. Let's just go ahead and get straight into the modding. Alright, so this is definitely going to be sped up quite a bit, as you can see, just because it took me 2 hours to do this mod. So it's one of the most, I would say, labor intensive mod chips, just because there are like over 20 wires that you have to install. But you can see here that I'm going to like make sure that the metal casing will still fit over it whenever you have the chip down, and then just stick it down on the board. I use some alcohol here, some 99% alcohol to clean it. You can see that I put some flux onto something separate as well as on the board. That way you can see dip the wire into the flux and then tin the wire really easily. That way when you put it through these through holes here, it's just gonna, you know, you have the through hole well, okay, I didn't pre-tin the through hole now that I think about it, but you have the wire pre-tinned. That way whenever you put it through the through hole and apply some more solder, it just sticks into the hole, and it makes it so much easier. Now sometimes these, like I've done 2 of these systems now, both of them were version 14s, but one of them, these through holes were covered by a solder mask, and you couldn't just stick them through there. It's way more difficult, but just take a like razor blade or something and just gently scrape the solder mask off. So on these are the BIOS points here. So you're just going to apply some flux, take a tiny little bit. You can see I have a precision point soldering iron because these are tiny points, but you're just gonna gently rub the solder on there and it's going to attach. The flux is what changes everything. It makes it so much easier. You can see me getting the A and the Y points here. I'm trying to keep all the wires going the same direction, sort of. That way they can all come around and attach to the same side of the chip here. I originally planned on making all the wires look really pretty. If you watch other YouTubers who do this, they do crazy wiring that makes it just look like a piece of art, basically. But mine will not look like that at the end of this. I can tell you that right now. Something that I did want to say, one of the advantages of having a mod chip over free McBoot is that you can basically just put in any region game into your system and it'll play. You can burn games without having to patch the game first. And that's nice because you have more of a compatibility. It's just the laser is very, very dodgy. I actually installed a brand new laser in this system as well, and I still had to adjust the laser potentiometer just because it was set really high, and I just had to bring it down a little bit. But DVD -R by Verbatim is what I have found is the most successful. Now these BIOS points here are really hard, and I actually, the two last ones I do here, I had to come back and redo later because the system wouldn't boot originally, and there's a guide online. I'll try and link it. It's by someone on YouTube. I forget who it was now, but it tells you everything that these points do, and it's really easy. Like, see, look, I even went through here and like checked the points with a multimeter just to make sure that everything, like there were no bridges or anything, and it showed no bridges at all, but for some reason it wasn't booting. It was booting to like a black screen or something, and the guide said that these points were the ones responsible for that. So I just went through and reflowed those two last points that are right next to each other over on the left side right now, on your left side, and it worked. So which we'll see in a little bit. Here I'm taking a toothbrush with some isopropyl alcohol. I use 99% isopropyl alcohol to clean the board with, just to get that extra flux off of there. These points here are the SX and CX points, I believe, responsible for like PS1 games and like the chip itself just running properly, I believe. I'm sorry that it sped up so much, but for real, like that was the only way I was going to get this down below, you know, a ridiculous amount of time. By all means, feel free to, if it's too fast, you can go in and slow the video down on YouTube in the settings, the video settings. But I've watched through it a couple times now, and I think that it's not so fast that you can't at least tell what's going on. I apologize if my nails are like disgusting, but I just really wanted to get this video recorded that night, and I don't know, I just went for it, and I'm really glad I did because it turned out really good. And you'll see the new shell I put in it. I managed to find a clear ghost case off of Amazon actually for like $25 just randomly one day, and if you don't know, those go for a lot more money usually. So I was really happy to get that, and you'll see at the end it looks really good. And if you all want to see more videos like this, I have a lot planned. I really want to do more videos like this on the channel, just because I've been doing this here lately. I've done several other systems now, and I didn't record them, just because I was still learning, you know, and I'm still learning now. I'm not an expert or anything, obviously. You can see my work is not that great. But yeah, I definitely want to do more like this, so comment below and let me know, you know, if you enjoyed this, and if you did, please, by all means, leave a like. Let me know, you know, do you want me to do more videos like this? Because I really enjoy this stuff. You can see here, well, right there, I was trying to make sure the wires were not going to be in front of any screw holes or anything, or in the way. Right now I'm doing the power point here, and then the ground point. I believe it's 3.3 volt power. That ground point I really struggled with. I really should have gotten a bigger tip to do it. I was using a larger gauge wire, and it was not working. This is the last point here actually, and I'm going to clean up the board entirely, and then you'll see me, I'm going to take a multimeter next and just check every single point. I like to go through and find the corresponding not on the point you soldered to, but on the corresponding chip on the board, like the leg that it attaches to. Just you can find that chip or that leg by holding the multimeter on the point you soldered to, and then just running it along the leg until you find one that beeps. And then while you're holding it on that leg, go back to the chip, the point that it's supposed to connect to, and touch it there. And if it beeps, you know that you have connection between the chip and the point on the leg that it's attaching to. If that makes any sense, it may make no sense at all. This is Kaptan tape here, that yellow tape there. It's heat resistant tape. It's pretty much all I use. I don't know. I try to use electrical tape, and it just never stuck as well as this. So I find it just works way better. I did also redo my 3.3 volt power when I went back in later. I didn't record any of that, unfortunately, but it was just a little bit not too great as well of a point. So I reflowed that point, and I reflowed those two BIOS points. I think I redid like the the CX point as well, but one of those fixed it though, because it works. Alright, I mean, here it is. That's what it looked like finally at the end. I got it in a new purple ghost case shell. You can see here a copy of, I think it's Wild Arms 3 in there, flexing a little bit. Here I'm going to show you, it booting and reading both a retail game and a burn game. I got Final Fantasy X retail. I think I do Devil May Cry or something for the burn game. But again, if you are going to be using burn games, I highly recommend you get verbatim DVD -R and burn at a very slow speed. Everyone online is very divided on this, but I'm telling you, I have burned several games now, and I really thought that, because this is the second mod chip, or the second PS2 mod chip I've done. The first one, I think it was just it was older and not in as great condition. It was dusty inside. This one was in really good condition. I got this one at a pawn shop. The first one actually I got on eBay, surprisingly, and it was so dusty on the inside that I thought that the system was just going bad basically. And I've replaced the laser in that one as well, but it ended up being I was using DVD+R, and I was burning it at a fast speed too, and as soon as I switched to DVD -R at a slow speed, it just every disc worked, on verbatim at least. So yeah, there's Final Fantasy X booted. Now I don't know, I didn't even mention it, sorry, but there is, you probably saw the the Pokemon theme on the system menu whenever it first popped up. I did that myself, not to flex or anything, but I will try and link that below. But yeah, guys, so that's that. That's the Devil May Cry booting here, and that's it. Alright guys, that's it for this time. I really hope you all enjoyed this video. If you did, please let me know in the comment section down below. I have things that I want to do on this channel. I know I've listed so many things that I plan on doing on this channel, but I really hope maybe that this could be something I could do on this channel. How many times can you say it? Alright, well, that's it for this time, guys. I really hope you enjoyed this video. Please leave a like, please leave a comment. That's it for this time. Thanks for watching.